Good morning, students. Today we'll be studying conversion of Darsenwall movement. It could be either this microammeter, it could be most basic Darsenwall movement, galvanometer. You can even take any meter. For example, you can take this voltmeter. All of these are Darsenwall movements, no? Right? Just so you know, कि basic movement inside this Darsenwall movement, instead of taking a galvanometer, I'll be taking a microammeter and convert this to voltmeter. What am I doing basically? I'm converting Darsenwall movement to voltmeter. Okay, I can use this also, right? But just so you know कि it's the same, I'm using this one, microammeter. Okay. Now what I'll do? What all do you need? You need a Darsenwall movement. You need a resistance box because you need the series multiplier. You need power supply. Power supply will be giving you the voltage, and you can keep this power supply at any value, your desired value. And your Darsenwall movement, which you have converted to a voltmeter, should be able to read exact values of the voltage that you are supplying. Okay? Here, you can see that this is a battery. A rheostat is connected to that. There should be a connection here. Hold on. Here. This should be connected, yeah, like that. Okay, sorry, this is a continuous connection, yeah. Okay, and then battery, right? Rheostat to control how much voltage you are giving to the circuit. And this is your series multiplier RS. How much series multiplier resistance you must give, RS, right? And the total voltage drop across this and this you're going to measure. You have studied this, no? In conversion of galvanometer to a voltmeter. So the name of the experiment is design and construction of multi-range voltmeter. Multi-range because we'll be designing voltmeters of different ranges. Okay, all this write-up you have on you, and look at this. Meter will have some resistance Rm, right? And it will have some full scale deflection current, the amount of total current that it allows to flow through it, right? So that is Im. IFSD is also Im, right? So V is equal to IR. In this circuit here, V will be equal to I into R. I will be total current that this meter is allowing to flow through it. R is the meter's resistance. Okay, now R is not just the meter's resistance but another resistance which is there in the circuit, that is RS. So total resistance in the circuit is RS plus RM because these two are in series and they are given across this power supply, voltage power supply. So this voltage which is dropping here, total voltage will drop across both these resistances, and the current that is flowing will be the full scale deflection current that is allowed by the meter. So V equals IFSD or Im into RS plus RM. Okay, Rm you know, Im you know, V you have given, so you need to find out RS. So from this, RS will be what? V by Im minus Rm. Here, yeah. Oh, they've not shown it. Yeah. So you have it, right? So V by Im is equal to Rm plus Rs, right? So V by Im minus Rm is equal to Rs. This is what you must find. So put V as what? V as you design it for, let's say, 4 different ranges: 2 volts, 4 volts, 6 volts, 8 volts. The voltmeter that you're designing is for 2 volts, 4 volts, 6 volts, and 8 volts. Okay, Im is the full scale deflection current. What is the full scale deflection current of the meter? 100 microamps. 100 microamps. Okay, the meter allows 100 microamps current to flow through it. 100 microamps. Fine. So Im you know, that is 100 microamps, and V you know, that's this much. Rm you need to find out using a multimeter. What is the resistance of this meter? You can find out directly using a multimeter. See, another thing you can do, allow full scale current to pass through it. Okay, 100 microamp current is flowing through it, right? You know voltage, how much voltage you have applied, and that voltage is causing 100 microamp current to flow through it. Okay, and do V by I. That will give you R of the meter. Simple. But to measure, you cannot directly give this meter across the power supply here, no? So you need some resistance box in series also, right? But this resistance, you know how much it is. Rs plus Rm, okay, will be the total resistance. Rs you have given here, voltage you know, and full scale deflection is put here. So find out Rm from that, right? That is what we used to do earlier, but then now we have multimeter, no? Directly we can measure. Let's see. Let us put this in 2K range and take this and put that here. Put this in this. Put this in this. Okay? And you will see that it shows 1.571, but it is kept on 2K range, so that is 1571 ohms. You know what I'm saying? 1571 ohms is the resistance of this meter. Now why this meter shows deflection here? Because this has a battery inside, no? You have studied conversion of galvanometer to ohm meter. You need design of ohm meter, you have studied. You need an external power supply for that, an external battery to make the ohm meter work. So that battery here is making this deflect. But that is not important to you. What is important is what is the resistance of the meter. 1571 will take, because that had stayed for a long time. So Rm is equal to 1571 ohms. Fine. And V you will give as 2 volts first. Okay. And you need to, Im is how much? Im is 100 microamps. And Rs you need to calculate. So using this formula, V is how much? 2 divided by 100 into 10 to the power minus 6, because it's microamps, minus 1571 will give you Rs. Okay, calculate that. So I have calculated Rs to be 18,429 here. When you do this, you get Rs equals 18,429 ohms. Fine. Now look at the circuit. Look at the circuit. Battery, Rs, variable power supply. So instead of having a battery and rheostat, we use this dual tracking power supply where you can, the rheostat and potentiometer or whatever is installed inside only. You just move this and you can control how much voltage is coming out of these terminals. So I'll first keep that voltage as 2 volts. Rs I've calculated to be 18,429, right? Let me give 18,429. So 15,000, 17, 18,429. That much I have given. Okay. Now what I'll do? This I'll connect in series together across the combination of this resistance and your meter, right? So your meter is this. So I'm gonna connect. So the circuit is now connected. Power supply, Rs, meter. Fine. But look at the meter. The meter is 0 to 100. So if you want, see, now I have designed the voltmeter for 2 volts, which means if this meter has to measure 2 volts, then these 100 divisions should be equal to 2 volts, because that's the maximum voltage I'm going to give, and that is the voltmeter I have designed using full scale deflection current of 100 microamps. So 100th division will correspond to 2 volts. So one division will be what? Know what I'm saying? 0.02. 100th division is 2 volts. One division will be 0.02. So 0.02, 0.04, 0.06, 0.08, 0.1. Right? 0.2 will be the 20th division. 0.2, 0.3, 0.4, 0.6, 0.8, 0.9. Oh, wait. 0.1, 0.2, 0.3. Hold on. Yeah, I made a mistake. So 100th division is 2 volts. So one division here will be 0. See, even though it is 100th division, 100 divisions are not there here, right? 10 divisions is equal to 20, right? So 100th division is 2 volts. So this will be 2 volts you divide by 5, because 5 equal divisions are there, na? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 volts you divide by 5, how much will you get? 0.4. So 20th marking here will correspond to 0.4 volts, which means the middle one here will correspond to 0.2 volts. Okay, this one is 2 volts. So 2, 1.6, 1.2, 0.8, 0.40. Correct. So this corresponds to 0.4 volts. Hence, this will be 0.2 volts. If this is 0.2 volts, then this one line will be 0.4 volts. 0.4, 0.8, 1.2, 1.6. Sorry, 0.04, 0.08. 0.12, 0.16, 0.2, right? And hence this will be 0.4, 0.6, 0.8, 1, 1.2, 1.4, 1.6, 1.8, 2. You get it? You get it, right? So this will correspond to 0.4 volts, 0.8 volts, 1.2 volts, 1.6 volts and 2 volts. If you equally divide these markings here to measure your voltage, is what I'm trying to say. Fine. Okay. Now what have I done? I have kept the power supply at some voltage here, and you see that it is at this division. Just some time back we saw that this would be 0.4, 0.8, 1.2, 1.6 and 2 volts, right? Let me bring it exactly at 40. Let me bring it exactly at 40. Wait, hold on. Yeah, it's at 40 now, no? Here. So 0.4, 0.8, 1.2, 1.6 and 2. So this corresponds to 0.8 volts. Let us now see. That's your multimeter, right? Put the positive of multimeter here, and negative of multimeter here. And what is it reading? 0.82. Voila! Got it? Beautiful. Well, that's because this has come down. If I put it back in, it reads 0.82. Correct? Here also it is slightly more than 40th division C. So you know what I'm saying, right? Now let us bring this to, I'll move this and bring that to 1.6 volts, 1.2 volts. We know that this is supposed to read 1.2 volts. This corresponds to 1.2 volts. Okay. Now when you're designing a voltmeter, give this resistance in series inside the meter, right? And mark this as 1.2. So your tension is, meaning you have designed the voltmeter. But for us to understand, we can't change this, no? We must understand what this division corresponds to, what voltage this division corresponds to. We know that it is 1.2. And this resistance we have given externally. Okay. Now let us see if the voltage here, which I have given, is actually 1.2. Whoa, amazing. See, 1.18. So you get it. Now let me make this 2 volts. See, it is slightly less than 1.2. That is why it is showing there also less than 1.2. Let me take this to 2 volts. 2 volts. The power. Okay. So yeah, this is now 2 volts. Supposed to be 2 volts, slightly less than 2 volts. Let us just check if it is actually 2 volts. Voila! Right? 1.99. 2 volts. So you have successfully designed a voltmeter to measure 2 volts. So range of this voltmeter is 2 volts. Now you want to go for a next range. What will you do? This should be able to measure let us say 4 volts for full scale deflection. What will you do? In your calculation, here in your calculation, put V as 4 volts and IM you already know 100 microamps. RM you have already measured. RS you need to calculate for 4 volt. RS you need to calculate for 4 volt, right? calculate that RS, put it there. So I'll show you just one more range. So I calculated that resistance to be 38,429. Let me write that down. RS for 4 volt is equal to 38,429, right? So what am I going to do? Give 38,429 here. This was how much? Earlier it was 18,429. 28, 38. So 20,000 more. So let me give 20,000 more here. Fine, 20,000 more. So that becomes 38,429. Now you have made the voltmeter to measure 4 volts. So see what has happened. It was measuring 2 volts here. The moment you made this voltmeter to measure 4 volts, it is measuring 2 volts here at half of that. Awesome. Got it? So because this was already at 2 volts, no? Let us make this 4 volts. And so now see, if this was 4 volts, this would be divide 4 into 5. Divide 4 by 5. 4 by 5. 8 5s are 40. 0.8. So this will be 0.8, 1.6, 2.4, 3.2, and this will be 4. 0.8, 1.6, 2.4, 3.2, 4. Okay? So let us first give 0.8 volts. Let us make that 0.8 volts. 0.8 volts. 0.8 volts. Okay-ish. Yeah. Okay-ish it is. Yeah, slightly more than 0.8 volts. Now let us see if the voltmeter is actually, the power supply is actually measuring. Whoa. Yeah. See 0.88, and this was how much? Slightly more than 0.8. You see how accurate this instrument becomes? Beautiful. Now let us take it to directly 4 volts. Also let us see 3.2. This was supposed to be 3.2, na? Let's check. Slightly more, but let's see. Yeah. There you go. 3.05, meaning 3.1, close to 3.1. But this is supposed to measure 3.2. So these small errors will be due to the resistance not being exactly what it's supposed to be. Fine? So there you have it. You have constructed a voltmeter for 2 ranges in this video. One of 2 volt range and one of 4 volt range. You can do it for higher ranges also, 6 volts, 8 volts, etc. So you know how to construct voltmeter of different ranges. I'm going to put this video on WhatsApp group or YouTube. Please have a look, and any doubts, contact me on WhatsApp or Classroom. Thank you.